These are $395 Grantstone suede loafers, and I recklessly wore them on purpose because I wanted to show you exactly how to bring suede back from the dead, back from what you thought was ruined. My name is Evan, and it's my goal to share the skills and tools needed to love your leather. But the reality is, most people see suede looking dirty, flat, or matted, and assume it's time to replace them. That's exactly what the industry wants you to think. So let me show you my time-tested step-by-step suede care system for treating any suede you can think of. Let's get to it. Now before we clean anything, we want to give our suede item some structure. I'm using a cedar shoe tree here to help hold the shape while I work. Suede has a lot of little fibers, and when the shoe collapses in your hand, you can't clean those fibers evenly. Now I'm removing some loose surface dirt with this Grantstone horsehair brush. You want to start before you ever introduce moisture. A lot of dirt is just sitting on the surface, and this is where most people go wrong. They start to apply a liquid cleaner onto a filthy surface with dirt, dust, or debris, and it turns into mud and then cakes into the suede fibers, making their job 10 times harder. Now a horsehair brush is for surface debris, but sometimes you need a stronger bristle brush like this pig bristle brush from Saphir. This gives me a little bit more bite and helps remove debris that's sitting deeper inside the nap. Also, a little hack you can do if you don't have a brush on hand is to take a toothbrush and a pair of sharp scissors and cut down the bristles about halfway. This is going to create a much more sturdy bristle, allowing you to much more easily brush out debris from your suede. Now something that I've found that works extremely well but is somewhat nerve-wracking for some is getting a thin, hard tool that you can use to dislodge and gently scrape off surface debris from your suede. Suede is made up of a network of tiny fibers, and those fibers cling tightly onto whatever substance gets onto them, especially when unprotected. So using a scraping tool to gently lift debris from those fibers is really a foolproof solution when a brush just doesn't cut it. People mistakenly think that suede is fragile, delicate, and should be taken care of like a baby, but that's a huge misunderstanding. Suede is extremely durable and resilient if you know how to work with it. While you shouldn't abuse your suede, don't be afraid to properly clean it with these steps. Stay tuned because I'll be showing you even more tips that will probably revive your suede to its former glory. Now, if you're looking at your leather and you're unsure what type it is, I built a free visual ID guide at avummies.com/leather so that you can compare your leather side by side and know exactly what you've got before you touch it. Link in the description below. Now you may have heard of a suede eraser, but do you actually know why it's different from a regular one? A proper suede eraser is specially formulated to have a gritty texture that helps pull out embedded surface marks or dirt from the suede onto the eraser shavings without saturating your material. The theory here is that as you rub the eraser against the suede, friction transfers the dirt and debris onto the shavings as they fall off your suede. This is why you want to make sure to brush these remaining shavings with each pass so you don't end up rubbing the lifted dirt right back into the suede. So simply said, rub, brush, repeat. Now once the dry cleaning steps are done, we want to assess our suede. And I found that the majority of the time we can simply stop right here. But if there's deeper staining or buildup that just didn't come out, that's when we move into the wet cleaning step with Saphir.
Omni'Nettoyant.
Excuse my French. Now this part is where most people get nervous, and this is where I step in to hold your hand, because the wrong ratios can lead to tide marks, distort the fibers, and leave suede looking lifeless, so pay close attention to this next part. For light soiling, I use a 1:4 ratio of cleaner to water, and for heavier soiling, I move up to 1:2 or even 1:1 ratio because this is a concentrate, not something intended to use at full strength. If you do not dilute it properly or leave excess cleaner in your suede, you may dry out your suede fibers, fade the color, or lose that buttery suede feel. You want to mix the solution at the proper ratio, you want to apply it with control, and then you want to keep the suede evenly damp instead of soaking it. And here's one of the biggest lies in the industry that I will reveal. It's not a problem to get suede wet. Rather, it's how much it gets wet and how it dries that makes or breaks it. Pro tip, avoid the temptation to spot clean. Cleaning just the spot almost always results in a watermark, so to avoid this, ensure you clean the entire panel, if not the entire suede piece you're working with. Now you want to work with one section of your suede at a time while wiping off excess moisture before adding more cleaner in order to prevent your suede from soaking. This is where most people go wrong. They think that cleaning is all you have to do, but cleaning suede is only half the job. It's restoring the nap after you've cleaned that makes it look finished. Now, after cleaning, you want to try your best to remove as much excess moisture with a clean dry cloth as you can by patting your suede dry. You don't want to rush this part, and definitely do not put your suede in extreme heat like in direct sunlight or with a heat gun or a hair dryer. Let the suede dry naturally before our next step. Now this next part is where most people get scared, because when suede dries after getting wet, it often looks worse before it looks better. The fibers can dry matted, flat, and even stiff, but that doesn't mean you've ruined your suede. It simply means the nap needs to be restored, and I'll be showing you how to do that next. I'll keep this brief. A lot has been going on behind the scenes here at Avummies, and if you guys want to nerd out even more about leather and really begin to understand how to best care for your investments, I've been writing a book called The Lie About Leather, a modern leather care handbook. Check it out at avummies.com/book. Now back to the video. This is the Saphir Crepe brush. A standard brush doesn't have enough grip to lift the flattened fibers properly, but the Crepe rubber, it grabs the nap and brings that soft velvety texture back to the surface. Now you may find that your suede is shedding little suede fibers as you brush back the nap, but this is completely normal. If it does start happening a lot, this may indicate that you're pressing a little too hard, though minimal shedding is expected. Now, if you don't have a crepe brush or it's failing to bring back that rich velvety texture, turning back to the suede eraser is always a good fallback because it nearly does the same mechanical function of pulling any matted fibers back to the surface. During cleaning, brushing, and even normal wear can leave a few loose fibers standing above the rest of your suede. That's completely normal. To get rid of those hairy excess fibers that ruin the pristine look, I use a lighter to very quickly pass over and singe any excess fibers, making sure never to hold it in one place too long because that's going to burn and ruin your leather. Don't feel like you have to attempt this if you are not comfortable around an open flame, and definitely never do it on synthetic suede or after applying any flammable aerosol suede products. Now, if you don't want to use a flame, here's a hack that even cobblers don't know about. Take an electric shaver on its lowest setting to gently shave off any of those loose hairy fibers and make your suede more uniform. Something I wanted to mention in this video that I didn't need to do on these suede loafers is use the Saphir Suede Renovateur. If your suede is dry, faded, stiff, or just lackluster, using Saphir's Suede Renovateur will literally bring your suede back to life. And what's great is that they come in 6 different colors, including neutral, and you apply it basically the same way you do as the suede protectant I'm about to show you. Note that you don't always need to recolor your leather or suede. Sometimes the color is just hiding underneath the dryness, and once you bring back some moisture, the color bounces right back. Now, while I personally prefer products that are free of forever chemicals, this protectant is literally the best in the industry when it comes to protection, so just know that there are trade-offs. Nonetheless, to prevent any health risks, I usually use a mask and spray it outdoors to minimize directly breathing it in. Now, all you want to do is apply the spray evenly from about 6 to 8 inches and avoid soaking your suede in one area. You'll want that consistent protective layer across the entire suede, so make sure you spray evenly. Then let it dry before applying a second coat if needed. Now guys, the reality is this is not magic armor. You still have to care for your suede, but protection gives you more time to respond if life happens, and it will. But let me show you guys the proof of what we just did and why this Saphir Super Invulner is really the best on the market here. When the water touches the suede surface, it will not absorb. It just beads up because of the hydrophobic chemical bond of this formula. These Grant Stone loafers did not need to be replaced. They just needed the right process. Hopefully I showed you guys how to do that properly. We just removed the debris, we cleaned it with control, restored the nap after it dried, and then protected our results. And that's the lie about leather. We've been taught that wear means failure and that damage means replacement. But when you understand the material and you buy from a reputable quality brand like Grant Stone, you can keep what you own looking good for years. So if there's anything you got from this video, remember this: routine care prevents premature wear. And if you take care of what you own, it'll take care of you tenfold. So thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe if you found this content helpful, and you will get my next videos in your feed. Now, if you're watching this video and you're still unsure on what to do with your specific project, feel free to reach out to me directly if you need any help, free of charge at avummies.com/contact. Note that every product used in this video will be in the description, so don't forget to check that out, because buying from those links supports this channel at no additional cost to you, so thank you very much in advance. Make sure you guys check out avummies.com as your go-to leather care resource. Definitely drop a comment below on the videos you guys want to see next, and stop putting off cleaning those suede leather sneakers. Oh, you didn't know? You can get immediate results with my waterless suede cleaning method here, so watch this video next and I'll see you over there. Remember to love your leather.